Hello everyone, welcome on back to Mossa Valley. Alright, well I just started a Deadwood contract real quick, so I figured we'll get that knocked out. It was like 1,300 bucks. It was actually a fairly large one. Something else to do. We will be doing baling today. We gotta pick up all the bales as well. I was hoping to have another contract or something. This button. There we go. Or have a contract going on or something, but it just doesn't. There's nothing great. Nothing that great. So figured we start out like this. We'll get Thor's daily riding done as well. There's gotta be more right in this area, right? It's hard to see which ones I already toppled over. Yeah, we'll probably get spraying maybe done too in that grass field if possible. So I did forget to do fertilizer in that one last time. We have over half of them down, but yeah, it'll possibly be the last planting and harvest too. I'll have a more definite answer next video. I think we might do a 1-year challenge. That's what I'm thinking. I've been wanting to on like 2 different maps for a while, basically since they came out. And I saw them, I'm like, do I want to do a full series on this or a 1-year challenge? And well, the 1-year challenge is what I was wanting to do. There should be one more. Is this one still standing? Yeah, this is likely the one. There we go. We'll get that collected. Yeah, there's not much for contracts, like I said. We have a plowing one and a wood transport. Not much out there, really, so. Yeah, it's something I'm considering. We are at, what, episode, I think, 26 now? Which most of my map playthroughs generally last right around there, so it's not like it's shorter than average or anything like that. Honestly, it might be, yeah, it's probably average. It's probably average. I've had some less and I've had some more. It kind of just depends. Realistically, we'll still probably be in the 30s by the time everything is wrapped up and done. So we'll be basically right at or right around average by then. I've had some end right at like 30. I know Alma, Missouri went to like 50 something. Which that one went so long just because it was right at the end of FS22. I was like, well, do I want to stop and start a new map or do I want to continue on? And I was having a lot of fun and everyone else seemed to as well, so I was like, oh, let's continue on. Obviously, that map is available in 25. I don't really know if I want to do another playthrough on it. I've already done one, so if I would, it would be to do a 1-year challenge, but that's not one of the maps I was considering. So there's I want to say it's something Minnesota. It's in Minnesota. I forget what it's called. That one I was considering, and then there was a Louisiana one. Those both look really good. I'm gonna have to take a look-see at them and kind of see which one I like. Yeah, the whole purpose of a 1-year challenge, well, I really didn't mention it last time, is basically allows us to get through more maps quicker, so we can see more different maps and try to see all that they have to offer. Obviously, I do realize that it's tough to see the entire map in that short of a period. Plus, I mean, admittedly, everything's in a bit of a rush. Obviously, you got a bit of a timetable and make sure everything is done, so. Alright, so do I want to spray it now or do I want to spray it after? I don't know if I have any liquid fertilizer on hand either. No. this button. There we go. I'm gonna spray it now, which probably wouldn't be realistic, but oh, we got buffalo milk too. That was a really good price. So before I forget, I'm gonna get that sold. Yeah, then I'll just do the fertilizing in that grass field. Obviously, you probably wouldn't do it right now. You'd bale it up and clear it first, but just this way I don't forget, which obviously really doesn't matter if I'm gonna wrap things up, but if we do, you know, decide to continue on, then you know, maybe it'll be nice to have it like that. All right, if I learned anything, I gotta turn around and then go here. Like right on the edge is where the cell is. It's kind of a weird spot. Yeah, 44,000, 45,000. Not too bad, not too bad. Certainly can't complain, at least. We'll put this back up here. See, I'm not sure what I'll do with the oats then, because obviously I was considering putting those towards bread, but the bread wouldn't be able to process through in time. I don't know. I don't know. Wait, no, I didn't want the baler. I want the sprayer. Was there anything else this month to sell? The bread can wait. We can probably put a little bit more flour in there. And honestly, what I could do... Well, I'll have a full decision next video. What I could do is I could put like the sorghum or the wheat into the mill. Have it start processing and be made into bread now. That way, when we make a full year lap around, we'll have a bunch of bread to sell. And realistically, I don't think we'll need much more of those. We'll keep one of the two, but maybe not both. Alright, I'm just going to turn on steering assist. Make this a little bit easier. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Either the wheat or the sorghum. I'll have to see... Honestly, the pigs, I might just say once they're out of food, they're out of food. I'll probably put maybe some more... What's the health on these? Oh, no, the health is full. A couple more months, we'll be getting more, though, too. So, I think I'll probably not put more in there, and once they're out, they're out. And then I'll just have to keep some for the chickens, mainly. Which isn't... They're not... you know, they don't use a ton, so it's not too big of a concern. I think Thor should be fine for an entire year's worth. So I think that's what I'm planning on. Obviously, let me know if you want to see something different, or even map suggestions, or if you would prefer to see a full map playthrough series, you know, the full like 30 videos, right in that range usually. Or if you would prefer to see obviously the 1 year challenge. The 1 year challenge is obviously what I'm leaning towards. But if there's a bunch of people who are like, no, I want a full playthrough, then I'll definitely look at that. Maybe I can do both. I mean, obviously, a 1 year challenge doesn't take that long to do. It takes 12 videos. So, that ends up being... Trying to think here... A month and a half? Yeah, like a month and a half of videos. It's on average, it's 2 a week. 4 weeks a month, so... Right around there. Obviously, there's probably plenty of people here that never even saw one of my 1 year challenge series, so... You know, we'll see. We'll see. But I'll obviously look around for maps and stuff. I was kind of hoping, obviously last time I talked about, I was hoping to wait until after I got back from my, I don't know, vacation, I guess. It's not really a vacation, but my time away from, you know, the computer and all this. My 1 week in November that I always have. I always do something every year in there, so that's just how it is. I was hoping, obviously, to wait until afterwards, but I think maybe, you know, before is nothing, you know, there's nothing wrong with trying to get it going before. Really, if I think about it, it's not, you know, gonna be hurting anything. I'm not sure why those little bits are not showing that they got any fertilizer, because I have hardly turned this fertilizer spreader off, or sprayer off. So it should be good. Contrary to what it says, it's what I know. I know I've hardly turned it off, so. You know, just one little strip left, then we can get getting this all baled, and then obviously we'll get everything picked up in there too. I'll maybe take a look if there's any good contracts for workers in here. We'll see. I kind of doubt it. It's in the winter months, so there's not a ton going on, so I mean, if I don't have a lot going on, then you know that our neighbors don't have a ton going on either. You know, this is obviously the prime time when I do the grass field. Yeah, I think a lot of the contracts right now are like cultivating and like plowing. Maybe a couple for like your winter wheat and stuff like that. But I would think all those already have had, you know, weeds and everything sprayed on them, so yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, probably not have anything for contracts today. Doesn't make sense to do a $900 cultivating contract, especially if you consider the rental. I would think the rental's $600. Yeah. And I don't own a cultivator. I have a plow, which maybe would work. Not sure though. I don't know. Well, I'll get this put into our little silo, I guess. It's not really a silo, but storage. Obviously, whatever's left will probably just go to planting, is my guess. I'm thinking 2 outfields is what I'm thinking. But we can kind of do whatever. You know, if it's the last crops, potentially. You know, we kind of do whatever with them. Obviously, I think it's March for oats, and that was the original plan. But I mean, I could do cotton. That would line up in October, November. Which is the same months as soybeans. Of course. And those would be really big fields too. They would take a while to do. We could maybe do one of the fields in the cotton, maybe. I'd have to rent a harvester, obviously, to do that. But you know, maybe we could have that smaller field as the one. I'm gonna take the road for this, but I kind of missed my turn, so. Yeah, we can probably put one of the 2 fields maybe in the cotton. We would likely make the money back fairly easily. Cotton is pretty profitable. So maybe one of the fields. We'll do one of the fields. Something where it can still easily be done in, you know, 1 month. That's the thing. Obviously, we got soybeans in there, and that takes a full month. Just scoot on by. Off we go. Well, I think I'll probably just go ahead and start a time lapse for this so we get this finished out nice and quick. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done. Alright, so this is the final strip of hay. More than likely this will be a partial bale. So what I think I'll do is first I'll get that emptied. There should be a way to do a partial, unfinished bale. I'm gonna do that, which I can't take through the hedge. I wouldn't think, at least. Oh, I might actually be able to. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in and then back out. Best thing I can do. I gotta go in here and then back out onto the road. But I'll just put this right into the water buffalo's pen. Well, maybe it's fine. Well, maybe I could have went through. I wasn't sure if it would, block me because hay bales can't go through the hedges in here. But I guess if it's in the baler and it's just a partial bale, then it's fine. At least it seems like that. Well, we still haven't used much twine at all. We've used one, and however long we've been doing this, I honestly don't know how many times I've baled this. At least a handful of times at this point, but I'll just put it right into here. I'll have to obviously check if we are ending things, which we likely are, but I'll have to check what we started with and what we didn't. Because I usually only sell things that we've bought along the way. So I think like the sprayer, obviously like the John Deere tractor there, the baler, that kind of stuff, but I'm 99% sure we started with the New Holland, so that'll obviously stay. Then like the semi, that would get sold. Alright, let's get this up here, and we'll try to find a somewhat central area in this field to put the trailer at. Which honestly, there's there's no bales down here. There's honestly not that many bales out here. Yeah, there's not a lot of bales out here. I am kind of surprised. Normally there's more. We can check in the, stats? I think it is. In here. 12. Normally we get like 20. So forgetting to do the nitrogen really hurt that. I think we should still have enough on hand. for the water buffalo, but obviously we got to sell them earlier. We got to sell them earlier. That's kind of unfortunate. I was hoping to have obviously get more. Damn, there's like no contracts. So we'll just put this here. It's kind of central somewhat. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe that smaller field down there in the corner. Maybe I'll do cotton in that, but then we'll probably do oats in the bigger field. That's what I'm thinking. As long as everything lines up and I have at least a month to do each of those harvests, that is the goal at least. So I think a month should easily be enough to obviously get any of those contracts. Not contracts, but fields harvested. Planting doesn't take as long, which is nice. Still a lot of planting to be done. You have 3 fields to do, and well, the soybean field does take a really long time. Regardless, it takes a really long time. Up we go here and get it all loaded. I think I'll just do a short little time lapse. Probably won't take too long, and we'll just get all of these loaded on up. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done. Alright, so here we go with the final bale. Obviously, I know it said 12, and this is, well, not 12. It's 12 probably with the partial bale, actually. That's what I'm assuming where the missing bale is. I certainly don't see it around here, so I'm assuming that's where it is. We'll get everything strapped up there, and then we'll bring it back to the farm. We'll get it near the water buffalo. That way, I'll probably put as much as I can in there, and then obviously feed them as I need. I'll double check Thor. Maybe he needs some hay. I kind of doubt it, though. He doesn't eat that much, so. There's only one of them, so. There we go. And I do that, try to leave as much room as I possibly can. Alright. And here we are. We'll get it all strapped up. 88,000 liters. Seems like a good amount, but obviously we have a good amount of water buffalo that do eat quite a bit. I'll have to see how many we have. I think it's a full pen now. We bought them a long time ago, so I'm gonna assume it's a lot. Alright, there we go. Probably be the last time I gotta back out of there. Oh. Not too bad, it's not too bad. I probably wouldn't want to do it with the semi. I don't think that would be nearly as easy. But this is obviously far shorter. I mean, just the tractor combined with the trailer is probably as long as the flatbed trailer for the semi is. So, obviously, it's quite a bit smaller. Right here. Oh yeah, we have 65 of 200. I honestly thought there was more. They do need some food though. They are actually fairly low. I will certainly push some that way. We'll have a bunch of food. Oh, I'm actually gonna buy some more adult ones then. We'll produce some more milk. I didn't think we had that. Like, I thought we had more than that, I'll be honest. So, I'll do 40, which is obviously $51,000, but... And there'll probably be a higher chance that they'll eat through all of it, possibly. There's quite a few in here. Yeah, we have 168,000 liters left, and I can probably put a lot of this into the food draft. Well, no. Actually, it is full now. But they will go through quite a bit overnight, and obviously throughout the day. Especially now with 105 in there. So, we'll just stack it up. That way, I don't have to worry about it for a little while longer, too. Yeah, I think that's probably about everything for today. I was kind of hoping, obviously, there'd be a small contract or something to do, but yeah, kind of lackluster in that area. So yeah, I think what we'll be doing here is we'll be skipping... Actually, no, we will not be skipping February. February, we'll have to plant the cotton, and then March will be oats. And I would think we could probably do it in one video, honestly. Unless something else comes up in there. I would think we could get both of them done in the same video. So, yeah, that is about everything for today, though. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.